What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Give me a second. I'm still sharing, and we're going to get on this in a minute. I'm just trying to make sure that I have everything live and in charge, just making sure y'all will be able to share this video. So just give me a second. Um, we have some special guests tonight. I'm almost finished sharing. You guys should be able to share right now. And then
this video, so just give me. You guys
right.
should be able to.
Make
My
sure
bad.
everything is muted. Share, share, bam. All right, y'all. We got it. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Dope Sports Chick. It's your girl, the quirky queen, Carlita Nicole. Chi-Town's finest. Chi-Town born and bred, Texas fed. Thank y'all for tuning in. Right now, y'all, I would like to introduce our special guest tonight, which just so happens to be my family, my blood, my cousins, who are also the host of their very own podcast that will be coming soon next week, PMP. You guys, please welcome my cousin Nesbitt, aka Maine, and Brandon. What's up, fellas?
What's
What's
happening? What's happening?
going
What's
on? What's
on?
going on? What's going
Yes,
on?
so we have Dope Sports Chicks. We haven't been here the last couple of weeks as we took our vacation break, right, over the holidays. So this is our first time back in the last couple of weeks. Sadale is now in a basketball tournament, y'all. So if she's able to tune in, she absolutely will. But if not, we will definitely try to get in a show for her and I to talk about some of this stuff that we're going to talk about tonight, but just the whole Damar Hamlin situation as a whole and just the state of football, etc. So, y'all, let's dive into it. So, first things first, uh, as a lot of you may know, Damar Hamlin, who is one of the Bills players, was injured during the game this past Monday night against the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, this game had just started, and it was a little bit less than halfway through the first quarter when he went to tackle T. Higgins, and he stood up, and then he immediately collapsed. Well, after the collapse, the people ended up rushing both medical teams from both of the teams, both medical people from both of the teams came out and they were attending to him, and then soon after we saw the ambulance come out on the field. We saw the players surrounding him in a U shape, so we really couldn't see what was going on. Later on we found out they had to get the AED machine, the defibrillator, to shock him to get his heart to start back and to get him to start back breathing. Later on we found out that he had to be intubated and he was sedated. His vitals currently now are more stable. We don't know how stable because he is still listed as critically um, in critical condition. So right now, as far as we know, like that's the information that we have as far as Damar Hamlin is concerned. And for myself, if you guys follow me, if you've looked at my page, I definitely posted about this situation when it happened on Monday night. I know how I felt. I was super emotional over it because I think I was super emotional because of the time lapse. Like usually when a player goes down, it's just a few minutes while they're on the field.
Right.
Even if the ambulance has to come get them, it's a few minutes and then boom, they're right back on the game. But like after he was on the field for like 9 minutes and then
Right.
he was in the ambulance and then they were still working on him before they left the field and took him to the hospital.
Right.
So I know how I felt about that situation watching it in real time and how emotional it was for me. But what was y'all's first reaction when you saw the hit and when you saw him collapse?
Go ahead,
My
B.
first my first reaction was that he had a concussion. That's what I
Okay.
first when I first saw it, I thought it was concussion, right? So
Mm-hmm.
because I've been watching football since I was a young boy, and we see concussions, we see hits all the time.
Mm-hmm.
but never to that severity where the guy was laying on the ground like that,
Nah.
and the emotion and the emotion from his teammates. You know what I mean?
Right.
The reaction, it was just like, whoa, like
Yeah.
what's going
Yeah.
on? You know what I mean? Like a concussion. You know, I seen a guy stay down for a while. You know what I mean? But he gets up. You know what I mean? And going off and when you saw the ambulance come on the field, it was like, oh, okay, this is something serious. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
I mean, for me, man, it was crazy because, like Brandon mentioned, the reactions of his teammates said it all for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I play sports. We watch sports our whole lives. People, we've all been injured at some point in time, and
Right.
it's like I said, I'm looking at it like, okay, boom, it's another bad concussion, like another tool situation. He gonna maybe sit out for a little bit, he'll be fine. But it's just to see how everything just went totally quiet. Not
Yeah.
only
right,
did the players in the field get quiet and everything, the stands. You look at how instantly people turned to it went from a game to a human situation. You know what I'm talking about? You
Right.
saw you saw people instantly begin to like pray and treat him as if he was a brother, sister,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
right,
So that was, I mean, in the crazy part of what that was like the most positive thing out of it all was everyone coming together in his in for him.
Absolutely.
So that was
right,
a dope part about it. I was really shocked to see it happen, really confused because they didn't. It was confusing. I didn't really know what was going on. Man,
Right.
right, right,
but yeah, man, it's
I
a
just
sad
think
situation.
in real time, when you're seeing something like that, you don't really know how to react to it at first until because you don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
And all you can do is react from somebody else's reaction. And these
right.
players were clearly emotional and in tears. And you could see coaches trying to console some of the players. And so one of the things that it has caused major controversy over this week has been the fact that it's been said that the NFL expected for both of these teams to go back on the field within 5 minutes and play. But these players were like, nope,
Hmm.
absolutely not. We're not playing. And they stood up and stood up for themselves. And I
Right,
guess it didn't matter if it came from Roger Goodell himself
yeah,
that
right,
they
it wasn't about to happen.
not gonna play. So
Yeah,
how do y'all
right.
feel about that part? Do you feel like these players should have played? Do you feel like they weren't gonna be capable of playing? How do you feel like that was handled?
I mean,
Me person,
go ahead, B.
me personally, I feel like they shouldn't have played, man. I mean that was a friend, a brother, a teammate. You develop more. You spend so much time together. You develop that relationship. You develop that emotion. You develop those feelings. You know what I mean? So
Right,
it would have been hard for. It's like your brother. You know what I mean, sister. It would have been hard to go back on that field and try to compete with a
right,
pigskin ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
To satisfy a satisfaction. You know what I mean? So I feel like they did the right thing. You know what I mean? Stood their
right.
ground. And
now,
I feel like most of the people that had the let's get back. Half those folks ain't never put pads on in their life. Half
yeah,
those folks ain't never played football in their life. So
yeah.
you kind of expect that from those people because they're selfish in thinking. You know what I mean? For themselves, they never experienced a big hit. You know what I
Right,
Yeah,
mean? They don't
right.
know
yeah.
what it feels like. They
I
know
mean,
what them dollars feel like.
and I totally agree with you. I think that it was asinine to even expect them to go back on the field and
Yeah,
play after something like that happened. It's just like us as a family. We done been in a situation where we don't see some stuff happen to one of us, and it's like everything's going on is over with till we figure out
it
what's happening.
is. It absolutely is.
So for real, we don't know how been there.
Right,
But on the flip side, I like to play devil's advocate. Just
Okay.
like we mentioned as well, we're in the stand, we're at home, we're in the stands. We don't really know what's going on from the owners of the league, the leaders of the league, those people as well. It's a business, and
Hmm.
people have to understand it's ran as a business. It's like if we all have 9 to 5s or whatnot. We could get hurt, sprain our knee doing some stuff or whatever. If you can't get to work, they're gonna find somebody to put in that spot. Period. Because they got to keep that
right,
that machine going. And
right,
I'm not making no excuses. I'm not saying it's right. I don't agree with it at all. However, I have to put put on the business head and think about it. Like, I get
Right.
where they're coming from those that were not there. You think about
Right.
Roger Goodell wasn't there. His staff and those people who make those decisions about things like that were not there. They were looking at it from the outside, looking in just like we were. So they were making decisions like Brandon mentioned. Oh, they probably thought it was a concussion, didn't know what was going on in the beginning.
Exactly.
So yeah, in the beginning they thinking like, all right.
Don't they have a phone call that they can like call within
So
seconds
they
to contact
were.
each other?
Yeah.
They were on the phone with the league officials. However, when like you're not talking to whoever's in the ambulance, it's him and his
Right.
mom
Yeah.
in the ambulance.
Right.
And the people
Right.
in the ambulance, they're HIPAA laws, so they can't be on the phone
Right.
talking to you, telling
Yeah.
you his business. So they
Right.
have to wait to get to the hospital. They have to wait for the mother to find out because she don't know what's going on.
Because
And
he's what 24?
24, yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
24
and
years old.
it's just it's crazy, man. And it's crazy. I mean, regardless of how we may think about it, you know what I'm saying? Like personally, like if we all can take those personal hats off and say, all right, you are Roger Goodell. You're not there. You're getting minimum details about what's going on, but you know that every second that
Yeah.
this game is not being played, you're losing millions and millions of dollars. Now, I'm not saying
Right.
that those millions of dollars equate to this young man's life. Please don't mistake anything of sort of what I'm saying along those lines. I'm just playing devil's advocate for right now, just for the sake of conversation. But think about it, like every moment that they're losing commercial money, they're losing endorsement money, they're losing, these players are losing checks. That's a lot going on beyond the fact of this injury. Now, so Roger Goodell has to think about the injury and has to think about that and that and that and that and that and that and that. So I mean, I don't know. It's a slippery slope.
So
I'm glad I ain't in the
this,
situation.
because I understand where you're coming from in the sense that absolutely the NFL is a business. However, in a situation like this,
Like that.
the business should be set aside. The business
Yeah.
should be pushed aside. And I say that because usually, like in a situation like this, I am a fan. So if a player is hurt, like if he tweaked the ankle or pulled a hamstring or something, like okay, keep the
Get
game
that
going.
tail up.
Keep the
Right.
game
Right.
going.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
man.
However, if it's a player who, like what happened with Damar Hamlin, we don't know what's going on with him. No,
Right.
absolutely, we
Right.
don't play a game because where are my players' heads gonna be?
Yeah.
Right.
Are they
I
gonna
mean,
be able to focus if they don't know what's
Right.
going
Right.
on with him? Because you gotta
yeah.
understand, the last thing they saw was him getting CPR on him and them trying to
Right.
get him to breathe on the field.
Mhm.
And
Right.
he gets carted off in an ambulance, and they're like, wait a second, hold
Oh
on. And
yeah.
like Jonathan says, Roger Goodell told them boys to keep playing. So let me say this, because Roger
What's up,
Goodell,
John? How you doing, John?
What up, John?
Thanks for tuning in, John.
thank you, John. So let me say this. The executive VP of the league was one of the people that was on the phone while in between these coaches and the ref trying to figure out what do we do right now, because nobody really knew what to do. If you're a player, if you're a coach, if you're an executive, you're like, I don't have enough information to really know what to do right now. And so what it looked like was that these coaches got together and they were like, okay, I guess we got to keep the game going. And it looks like they went to go tell their team, and their teams were like, no. And
Right.
then
You
they
saw it
were
in the
like,
Buffalo Bills coach.
Yeah,
come back.
yeah,
Like they were
Guys.
like, come on, let's go to the locker room.
I mean,
So
because in that situation, you're gonna get two type of players. You're gonna get the players that can't focus and they're gonna end up hurting themselves, or you're
yeah,
gonna get the players that are gonna be so hyper focused and so upset they're gonna hurt somebody.
and you don't want that type of energy. You
I'm talking like,
definitely
cause
Facts.
come
don't
on,
want
cause you gotta think about it. That's a brotherhood. You feel like, oh, like
it
all of a
is.
sudden you forced to be put back in that situation, and now it's an all out slaughter fest. Like, oh, you don't put my brother out now. I'm coming for you.
But
I'm
so
Right.
talking.
T. Higgins, the one who hit Damar Hamlin, T. Higgins, and him and Damar Hamlin know each other. They went.
Right.
One of them went to another's camp. Like they have
Right.
a history with one another. These
Okay.
men don't have beef. T. Higgins felt horrible. Mind
He
you,
went to the hospital.
yeah, he went to the hospital.
Yeah.
And that's another part of this that I did want to bring up. But going back real quick to your point, or to Jonathan's point, that the NFL is saying they did not give them a warning of
Right.
5 minutes to go back on the field to play.
Yeah.
That was the NFL is saying we don't know where people got that from. So they're saying no, that wasn't
Yeah.
us. And we
Right.
said to postpone the game. So it did take like an hour to
Mhm.
postpone the game. But I do want to, well, I'm gonna read this comment and then move on. Ant says, I don't think anyone outside of the people actually on the field around Hamlin knew the severity of what was going on.
I
And
agree.
neither do I. I don't
I
think
agree.
that any of us knew, you know what I'm saying? Because there were people, the commentators, like some of the reporters on the sideline, actually, they were just as confused as we were, right?
Right.
So, but one of the things that Manny brought up earlier was just how this whole situation was handled between the two organizations and how it brought out the human side of people, which I
Yeah.
absolutely loved, and that really did kind of hit me in the heart, right? Pull my heartstrings, was seeing not just the Buffalo players like surround Damar Hamlin in that situation, but it was also the Cincinnati
The
players.
fans and everything.
Yeah, you
Right.
saw the fans. You saw Joe Burrow went over to the Bills. The Bengals players went to their locker rooms afterwards. Some of them went to the hospital afterwards. The Cincinnati fans did a visual outside of the hospital. The city of Cincinnati put up blue and red lights for Damar Hamlin and the Bills.
Yeah.
Like that entire city, regardless of the game, they came through for their opponents. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a big deal. And it was like Damar Hamlin. Let me just say this too, that I absolutely love that he has had so much positive publicity and support. Like nobody has come out and said anything negative. Oh, well, remember he did this, or oh, well, it has been none of that. And
Stand up, young man.
let that happen. Everybody has been positive, even from the second that he was knocked out on the field. There were tweets saying, "Forget this, F this game, F this game. Let's focus on him. Let's make sure he's okay." From the players, commentators, reporters, there were so many people, but the love that this young man has been given, the prayers, the support. There are people who don't pray at all that was like, I'm praying for him. You know what I'm saying? So imagine just like you may have never heard of Damar Hamlin before Monday night, but you darn sure know who he is. And I just love that people are giving this man his flowers. And I pray to God that he is able to have a full recovery and is able to be able to live a healthy, long, fulfilled life. That's what I pray for.
Exactly, man. You would hate to see something like this to slow them down. I mean, at the end of the day, these men are playing a game that they love to do. You know what I'm saying? It's a game. They just happen to get paid a lot of money to do it. That's why they're professionals. But you know, I would hate to see something like that.
So Lincoln says it has happened before. Think Hank Gathers of Loyola Marymount collapsing on the court, and the NCAA canceled the rest of the tournament. So, in a tournament like that, we're talking. So that was NCAA.
That's back in the day, boy.
What you say?
I was being funny. That's back in the day, but I remember that one. I'm over here Googling.
They did. I think they did a 30 for 34. I think it was a 30 for 30 on it.
Okay.
I think so.
Hey, Biff, thanks for tuning in. Y'all, Biff is on here. Thanks
What's happening, Biff?
For tuning in.
Hey, Biff, how you doing?
So He called us young kids, y'all. Lincoln called us young kids.
Hey,
But
I'm sorry, brother. Appreciate you for schooling me. You gave me some to look up,
Yeah,
boy.
right. I'm an 80s baby.
I swear, I ain't gonna be a dummy for long. We got smartphones.
right. No, but even then, this was something that you can honestly say that you haven't seen on this international platform. It's not collegiate, it's in professional sports where we
Right.
have seen lots of injuries, especially this season. This season, we've seen concussion after concussion after concussion. We've seen
Right.
the last couple of seasons. You seen when Dak got his compound fracture where his bone went out of his leg. Like,
You got that
we have
freaking
seen,
rag doll in Miami down there, boy. They throwing that boy around there, boy.
man. But we've seen those things happen throughout the seasons. But for somebody to pass out on the field and have to get CPR, like, that's something that can be absolutely traumatic, especially if this is somebody that you call your brother. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I agree. I totally agree.
LaRon says the NFL should just push the playoffs back and play that game over. So let's get into that. Okay, so guys, there are so many things that have caused residual effects, right? Because of this game being postponed on Monday night. So for instance, when do they replay this game? We have the playoffs coming up, we have the Pro Bowl, and we also have the Super Bowl. But next week is actually week 18. So week 18 starts on Saturday, which means that the Bengals and the Bills both have games between Saturday and Sunday, right? So they can't play you can play, like, say for instance, if you play Thursday or Sunday one week, you can play Thursday the next week, but you can't play back-to-back games sooner than that. So I don't have a clue what the only information that we have definitively is that this game will not be played this week. But we don't know when they're going to play this game or if they will play this game at all. The other questions that come up is if they play these games or this game, yes, when are you going to start the game? Like, so if you decide to play it in between or push playoffs back a week because you still have the Pro Bowl or whatever, if you decide to do that and the game ended in the middle of the first quarter, do you start there with the same points and statistics, or do you just start the game all over?
Man,
I think that since this new territory, man, this is something that's never happened. It should start from zero, start from scratch, man. You know what I mean? Like it was like a devastating blow. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, start from zero, make it 0-0. You know what I mean? It was 7-3, but Buffalo Bills got something. You know what I mean? So do Cincinnati, but Buffalo got something. So you know what I mean? But I think they should just, you know what I mean? In my opinion, push it back a week. And let them play them games. Let them men get their time, time to heal, and get their time to, you know what I mean, get their stuff right.
Started from just start the whole game over.
Whole game over. You know what I mean? Get them guys mentally, get themselves mentally prepared for it. You know what I mean? Because they probably still ain't there mentally. Because it's not like, you know what I mean, he's up walking and talking. You know what I mean? It's still bothering those guys. So you know what I mean? Like, it's just
sedated, which means like
he's a breathing tube, right? Yeah,
he's fit. They say he's 50% breathing and 50%, you know, oxygen machine. And to me, you know what I mean, that's a positive sign. You know what I mean? That's a great sign.
Well, me personally, I think they should start the way it is. Because think about this. Like, remind me who was up. I think it was 7. You said it was 7-3.
I think
7-3 Cincinnati.
So so say for instance they started 0-0, and the Bills come back and beat them, and the Bills win the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl gonna have an asterisk by it, or like dang.
So does the Lakers have an asterisk by that bubble championship?
Yes,
I mean, yes. I agree.
Do.
I agree with Khalid. Yeah, they do. I mean, I ain't necessarily saying it holds a whole bunch of weight, but at the
Right.
same time, they do.
They
Yeah,
still
it's the
won. You're
same
right.
type of blemish.
So Ant says, I think they should start the game from the same score and time that was on the scoreboard. Buffalo shouldn't be penalized for what happened. And
Exactly.
they shouldn't be.
They shouldn't.
I don't think anybody and it's so he said the Bengals shouldn't be penalized. Nobody should
No
be
one should be penalized. That's why
Right.
you started right back where it
Right.
is. If you started right back where it is, you're starting time, score wise, and you play out the duration. Now you can't take back endurance and all that stuff and all that, but
right,
you can start the slate where it left off at. And
right.
if the Bills go on a 48 point, whatever it is, what it is, but you can't start from zero. And because it always, if the other team loses, it's always gonna be that, man. Think about it, B.
Well, and that's a two-way street though. Buffalo gonna feel the same way. We didn't have enough time to, you know what I mean, to get back in the groove because of what happened. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think that this is a time for excuses with them. I think if the NFL allows them to replay this game, I don't think either one of those teams will start off on some excuses and say, well, because this happened, we weren't able to perform. No, let me tell you, both of those teams are some solid teams. And between Joe Burrow and Josh Allen, those are two solid quarterbacks that are great leaders. And they don't come up with excuses. When they don't get it done, they don't get it done.
This is my suggestion then. Chalk it up as a tie. Let their records be the tiebreaker and come down to a situation like that. Talk the game over the tie.
No. And let me tell you why. So I'm glad you said
why not?
Let me tell you why.
Talk to me nice.
The standings are as such. So the Bengals are currently the first place in the AFC North, right? But they are one game behind the or ahead of the Ravens, right? They play the Ravens this week. So say for instance, the Ravens win this game with the Bengals. That means they are tied. But the Bengals,
you just gonna disrespect me like that?
First of all, if you think this is get over 500,
I try to be nice because I ain't want to blow him away with all this cowboy love on him, man.
They're gonna make it to the playoffs. If y'all was gonna make it to, you shouldn't even wear that daggone hat. You're not making it to the playoffs.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, good talking a lot of sense over there.
I'm just saying. Okay, so hold on. Tiana says that she agrees with Nesbitt. They should start the game where they stopped.
Appreciate that, T.
Thank you, T. Thanks for being on my side.
The outcome of the game also affects Kansas City's playoff seat. So yes, that was the other thing that I was going to get to Maine because the Chiefs understand this. So in the AFC West, in the AFC period, the Chiefs have the number one record. They got 13 wins, but the Bills have 12 wins, right? So the Bills, if the Chiefs lose and the Bills win, the Bills could absolutely win first place in their conference. So if I got a chance to win first place and I get a first round bye, you daggone right, I want that opportunity. Don't take it away.
That's right.
I can't play this game.
Right.
So what they gonna do then? Let the coaches line out, run the 40 then, and whoever win the game?
No,
you don't have to do something.
They're gonna have to figure out when to play this game.
Contest or something. Ain't no time though, cuz like it ain't no time.
But you got to. If
they gotta play
it.
So isn't it like the normally like between the regular season and playoffs? No, it's wild card right that week right after. Damn.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, but the NFL has the power to be able to push some of this stuff back, even because if you think about it, the Super Bowl is February 12th, and the Pro Bowl is the 5th. So there's time, you know what I'm saying, to where they could push it back a little bit.
But you got to think about that too when they push that back. That's once again the business part of it. The commercials, they got contracts. They're supposed to have certain people in bulk airtime and all this stuff. They're gonna have to do a lot of paperwork and a lot of money lost.
You know what? Well, then play a Saturday game in between there. Do something, but that's what I'm saying. Because of the standings, you absolutely have to have this game so that the Bills have the opportunity to get their first round bye, and that the Bengals will have an opportunity to keep their first place of their division.
I say the coaches run the 40.
So let's see some more in the comments. Paul, I appreciate you watching our show and stuff, but all this negativity and violence that you bring into the show is not appreciated at all.
What's Paul saying?
Paul's an Eagles fan. I tell you what,
Paul's an Eagles fan, and we don't do that here.
If my cousin, if Khalida hadn't given me the rundown before, I had some choice words for, but we're gonna lay the pieces.
John said,
"Get out here with all that Eagles fan, all them Eagles."
We take the tie, they could kiss that goodbye. So yeah, I'm not with the tie. I'm not with the tie at all. LeBron says the Cowboys. I'm not reading that crap. Okay.
You right, LeBron. Preach, brother. Preach.
Lincoln said, "Play it out on Madden." Okay, so
listen. Hey, I'm down with that. Brother. Play it out on Madden. No, anybody want that on Madden? I'm with it.
Are y'all really, Ron? You really came on here with violence, y'all. LeBron has guest hosted on this show.
My boy came on here with truth.
No, he did not. So let's get to that, because there's one other thing that this game has affected. So we're gonna talk about that real quick, and then I'm gonna get on my Dallas Cowboys real quick before we get to the college football playoffs. So first things first, y'all. Another thing that people who don't play fantasy football don't know, that this Bengals-Bills game definitely affected fantasy in the way that this past week was our championship game week, the championship matchups. So I have 2 leagues right now that I'm commissioning. And in those leagues, both of those matchups are on a standstill. When I tell you that I had people calling me like, what's going on? What are we doing? Because it says postponed. And, they need those points in order to get their final point totals to see who won. And if they play those games, then I'll be able to see who officially won. And I hope that the NFL does adjust this game to where either the week 18 points will count for the Bengals and the Bills, even though they're not playing each other, or they play this game later and then we can still tally up those points in real time, and we can have a legit winner from that particular game. But as of right now, like, we don't have a winner in either one of my leagues. And y'all, just on some family stuff, guess who is in the championship matchup in our family league?
Who?
Jermaine. So that's going to be a it's already been a super interesting matchup. Fantasy football has been great. When we find out who our Dope Sports Chicks winner will be, I will gladly tell everybody, all of our viewers. You guys will be able to see and hear from our winner as well. Whoa, what is with all of the violence in the comment section? LeBron.
He ain't. I told you he ain't doing nothing but speaking the truth.
Okay.
Come on,
okay.
Man. Come on, man.
If it was COVID or a natural disaster, NFL would figure out the rescheduling. Absolutely, they gotta figure it out. At this point, like, they gotta figure out some definitive.
Yeah, they probably already figured it out. It's just letting us sit back and talk about it and feeding off the buzz of it. I mean, indirectly.
I think they're waiting to really find out, like,
what's going
on with Damar Hamlin, because I wouldn't want to be too quick in making a decision. I want to make sure he's on a full recovery mode before I make a decision.
I get it, but they gotta know what they want to do.
I'm sure when it comes to money, they follow the money. Absolutely.
Yeah, they pro player, but they pro paper.
So you are right about that. But this time I do feel like thus far the NFL has handled this with a certain level of sensitivity and some class regarding
Right.
DeMar Hamlin. I think the league as a whole, all of the other teams, all the other players have handled this situation with the utmost class. And I'm just proud as a fan of the fans of the other
Yeah.
teams and so on and so forth. So okay, let's get down to it because LeBron didn't tick me off. LeBron, you
Uh-oh.
got me rubbing my hands together, boy.
I'm about to
Okay,
go,
He
I'm
ain't
about to
doing
go
nothing but
change my
speaking him.
whole outfit and go in the phone booth like Superman. Come back,
He,
cowboy down.
so y'all see, I got on my Dallas Cowboys shirt.
Come on, cuz rep for us.
So here's the deal. My Dallas Cowboys beat the Tennessee Titans this week. And of course, like, this is the deal. I don't care if Dak threw 3 interceptions, 2, 5, whatever. Like, y'all gotta get over it and let it go. Like, seriously,
what?
let me tell you something. I have
What?
always been like, there's not a quarterback in the National Football League who gets critiqued and criticized more than Dakota Prescott on every single pass,
He called his man
every
That's
governor.
single
that
down, every
that's
single
what happened when you the quarterback. When you the quarterback, that pressure gonna come to you.
No. That is because of this being Dakota Prescott and us being America's team. Because
Hold on, y'all.
no,
What?
the
You
only
know, we
other quarterback
gave.
nope,
You know,
I'm
the
not.
Steelers gave y'all that America's team. Y'all little brother. You know, do your history. Back in the day, they was trying to give us the America's team. You know what I mean?
Man,
So we just gave y'all
Hey,
that little
cuz,
brother stuff. You know
mute
what
his
I mean?
mic, man.
Hold
yeah,
up
Cut this
now.
bitch.
Let me
mute
give
you
y'all
for a
some
minute.
knowledge. Let me drop
Okay,
some jewels.
go ahead. Go ahead. We listening. We're gonna give you
Right.
your money.
So the only other quarterback that gets critiqued and dragged like that, legit, is Russell Wilson. But he
Russell
deserves it.
deserve it though. Russell
You
trash.
telling me all
He
them
deserves
interceptions that got don't deserve it?
Are you serious? First of all, okay.
He's just like James Winston. You might as well put James Winston back there.
What? I'm in the
Okay.
Twilight Zone.
Now we said before we got on this show, Brandon, we were not gonna stop with all this debauchery and all this foolishness and all this. We said we were gonna talk with some sense and we were gonna handle things in the right way. You trying to tell me that Dak
Relax,
Prescott and what's that boy name? James Winston is on the same playing field? Cause
No,
the
no.
interceptions and touchdowns. I
no,
mean,
bro.
he
No,
30 for
bro.
30.
No, bro. No, man. No, bro. That's not
That's
even the
so
same.
inaccurate.
Yes, has Dak does Dak make a few what the analysts call it
Ew.
uncharacteristic mistakes here and there. However, it's not at any more alarming rate than any other quarterback out there. If you look at the QBR ratings, if you look at the stats and everything, Dak right up there with all the rest of them.
So
And
you
I'm
saying
trying.
you're okay with him throwing three
No, I'm not
interceptions a
saying I'm
I
okay
game,
with
said
it.
and y'all
no.
No,
going?
I'm not okay. As a fan, I'm cussing him out, just being 100. I'm the real Cowboy fan. I'm cussing this mother blacker out. I'm mad. I'm Dakota. I'm all this. But at the same time, I'm Terrell Owens. That's my quarterback. That's that's my quarterback.
But
And I'm
so,
gonna ride for
Tell you.
that.
So that
okay,
Super Bowl, he cannot do it.
Man, we get a Super
listen.
Bowl. Boy.
LeBron, hold on. No, so he said because he cannot uh be consistent, we'll never go to the Super Bowl with him. Whatever. He can read defense. If you have paid attention, all that stuff that y'all were talking about last year, the year before, he can't read defense, he doesn't use his legs enough, he stays in the pocket too long, he's not an accurate passer. All of those things he has improved on. Look at the stats. Okay.
The interceptions tell you he's always had stats.
But
He's
see,
always thrown for
keep
yards. But the
keep
interceptions tell you he can't read defenses. Look
But
at him.
even
He's
then,
throwing.
his completion rating, his QBR.
He's always
and
had
how,
that good. He's
and then you
always
gotta
been
think
good at
about it.
that.
Like over the last couple of weeks, a lot of those interceptions he's thrown have not been like, okay, one or two of them been like, Dak, what the hell you doing? I'm sorry, what the heck you doing?
Right.
But a few of them been
Rest
like
of
drop
them,
passes, tip passes,
I agree.
even the interception
I
in the
give you
game we
that.
lost with the Jaguars. That he hit the dude right in the
right? Yes.
basket.
If it hit
He
you,
missed
he
the
That's you
ball.
talking
you
about
hear
one a minute. One a minute.
Yes, one a minute where we've had where we had receivers that have made bad plays. One a
One
minute
a minute.
where Dak have made some bad decisions. But that comes with growing pains of a team that's what 11-4, 12-4 now.
with 12.
Yeah.
12.
Y'all
12.
get that 2
This
years
is
in a row, but
the
it's
second
the second year.
It's okay. And
consecutive
it's
season we've had 12 wins or more.
it's okay. It's
Right.
okay. We got that boy Tony P on the other
Yeah,
on
me
the
too.
backfield cutting up like crazy, boy. I'm talking about
He is.
that Memphis Tiger, but that boy cutting up.
So LeBron is talking about
Uh-oh.
the Titans play. We beat the Titans without Derrick Henry or their QB. Let me tell you something.
And
Their
we won.
QB, what?
We got
Okay,
the W.
you wanted Ryan Tannehill? Okay, we
Those
still
are the games back in the day we would have lost.
who?
Those are the games back in the day the Cowboys would have lost. We won.
Yes.
I don't care.
Derrick Henry did
Yeah.
not play. Tannehill did not play. Bud Dupree did not play. They had 4 they started linebackers out that game. They did not play. They was playing against people that was on the street, man. Quit playing.
And you stack up all your did not play condiments and eat your W sandwich, boy. I don't care. I don't care. We are 12-4.
We are.
That's
Tianda,
all you
why
need us to
are you
continue.
on here with the violence and negativity? Oh, honey.
Still
She
a hey, still a nation stand up, baby. I got my
Oh,
terrible
Lord.
time. Next time I'm gonna bring it.
Lord.
Next time we come and bring my terrible time.
Lord,
Know what I'm
Lord.
talking. We everywhere,
said,
baby.
the Cowboys have a realistic chance to win the NFC. Absolutely, we do.
Now, what we gonna do after that is a whole
I
other
mean,
ball.
look who in the NFC.
Okay, we'll get to that in a minute.
What you
Lincoln said
mean?
Romo took the brunt of the criticism for the Cowboys. Remember, he put up 49 points, but it was his fault that the defense gave up 51. And says Dak is throwing multiple picks in every game now. The only difference from previous seasons is the strength of the Cowboys defense.
Anthony he on the something. This man on the something.
Anthony probably said the most truest situation. That last comment, he probably said the truest thing. If you think about everything that's happened, yes, we've had a top offense over the last couple of years with Zeke. Since Zeke came into the league and Dak Nolan went.
Oh, bring that comment back.
No.
Bring that comment.
I'm saying they've been cooking, but our defense always follow the pieces around this time. Like it's attempting to
because
now, but because of injuries, because we're weathering the storm right now. People forget that we lost our top two. Our second and third corner. We lost Brown and we lost Lewis.
Yeah, now corners is trash. You got Diggs that can a ball hawk, but he's not a good coverage corner.
I feel you, but Anthony
Y'all got
Brown.
no lockdown corners. Who you got over there?
Carlito. In the day,
lockdown over there.
Our secondary better than y'all without making Fitzpatrick.
You better look at them facts.
Making Fitzpatrick, y'all.
Hey, don't be mad. We got Superman.
Okay,
I am. He should have a star.
LeBron is trying to say that Jameis Winston and Dak are the same, but Winston is a slightly better thrower. That's not correct.
Somebody gonna take their medicine tonight.
Okay, so Dak is still he's still, if you look at the top 10 quarterbacks of the league, Dak is in that. And I don't understand what I don't understand about that.
I give you that. I'm gonna say top 5 now. Top
okay,
who you pushing it there?
He top 5.
Top 5 right now. Okay, give me top 5 right now better than that.
Mahomes. Right?
Okay.
Go ahead.
We're gonna go with
you ain't gotta be in a certain order. Just give me 5 that come before him.
What's the name out there in the Chargers? What's the name? He get an office. If Herbert get an offensive line,
ain't no if was a fit.
Keep going. Herbert ain't there yet, but keep going. He ain't there yet. He got a lot of potential.
You don't think so?
Not yet, bro.
Joe
has a lot of potential.
Smooth Barrow. Okay, that's 3, right?
I give you 2. We'll go ahead.
You don't say Joe Barrow?
We didn't say Herbert.
I ain't going with Herbert.
Why?
I give you Burrow.
Who else you got?
Of
And if
course
you
I
gotta
gotta throw
think
more.
too hard, then it don't matter.
No, I'm about to tell you.
He's striking out, ain't it?
Kenny Pickett.
Boy, stop. You still got two. Keep
Okay,
going.
stop that
Striking out.
conversation. The
Striking out.
conversation is null and void now.
Yeah, you were butt out calling no butt out there in Seattle. What's that? What's old
Who
buddy
y'all? Who
name?
y'all? Oh yeah. Who y'all
Right,
top five?
Jonathan, thank you for paying attention. Ooh, Link said the Hendershot interception was his fault. Yes, the Hendershot interception was Hendershot's fault. It was not Dakota Prescott's fault. LaRon is saying no excuses. He's just not good. He stole 35 million. Let me tell you something. Deshaun Watson got a fully guaranteed contract, and he's made a couple of completions since he's been back. I'm exaggerating, but I hope you understand my sentiments.
But since Dak has come back from his injury earlier this year, we've been the number one rated offense in the league.
Ain't no way y'all number one offense.
Look it up.
We have the most pressures and the most sacks.
Since Dak has come back from his injury.
No, we got the most sacks.
What are you on?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, so
I'm gonna take all the wins that count. Just like you can take all the L's that count, Ron.
12-4 will be sitting by the Steelers in 2 weeks. You are look at Dave Ross. So he said Mahomes, Herbert,
yeah,
Rodgers.
Yeah, I agree with him. I agree with him.
I don't know about Herbert. I haven't seen
Aaron Rodgers
yet.
Nah.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, because Terrence said Russell Wilson still in more money. Terrence,
he ain't lying. He ain't lying.
Hey,
he ain't lying.
Russell Wilson might well go ahead and get his acting career together.
Winning games. Is Dak turning them? Are those interceptions going to L's or are they going to W's? They going to W's. So
his favorite slogan is "Let's ride."
I know.
But you says Mahomes, Herbert, Burrow, Brady, Rodgers, Stafford. Is he?
Stafford got an arm.
He didn't. Stafford like 10, man. He's so broke up, bro.
Right.
He done, bro. He done. Nah, in his prime, Stafford top 5 quarterback, bro.
5 years ago.
But right now, Stafford done. Stafford done.
So would y'all put Dak?
He ain't gonna win this job back from old buddy.
Would y'all put Dak above at top 5?
Only people on his top 5, in my personal opinion, that Dak cannot succeed, of course, is Rodgers, Brady, and Mahomes. Right now, I say let me finish. Right now, I say him and Burrow are in the same company because they have had similar success when it comes to the playoffs. If I think Burrow actually maybe won.
Do you know what Burrow went?
No, they made it to the Bengals. Made it to
Super Bowl.
To the Super Bowl, yeah. Still, but still, like he ain't better than Dak yet. He's performing at a level that puts him over Dak in the.
I know he made that up, Ron. He's just a Cowboy fan. It's coming from his perspective.
No, I ain't making it up. I just made a mistake.
Aaron Rodgers got rookies in wrecking shop. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. Aaron Rodgers the man, though. That's Aaron Rodgers. It's like talking about Tom Brady.
Aaron Rodgers. See, this is the thing.
Aaron Rodgers like Tupac and Biggie.
Because Aaron Rodgers, I don't know, because the Green Bay Packers, after they got or let Devontae Adams go, they struggled for most of the season in their wide receivers, and Romeo Doubs, I think he had gotten injured, but now he back and he's catching passes. But Christian Watson, like, whoa, he came out of nowhere. So now Aaron Rodgers is trusting his wide receivers. He still has Randall Cobb, and then he's also
reliable
down passes to Aaron Jones.
Right.
Hey,
so
I like Aaron Jones and them sombreros. Oh, buddy, nice, man.
So
this man is drunk.
Ed said Burrow led his team to a Super Bowl with no offensive line. Yes, because
thank you, Ed.
Yeah, he did. Burrow is a dog.
His interceptions, it's what he can't control. So yes, some of those passes when Dak is under pressure, absolutely should be better. But Dak is using his legs more. I'm not concerned about us going into the playoffs with the team that we have now, with Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott, with that tandem that we have with our running backs. I think we have one of the best running back duos in the league. CD Lamb is starting to blossom into this number one wide receiver. We just got T.Y. Hilton. We still have Michael Gallup. So we have options offensively, and we have a tight end core with Hendershot. There's another rookie, and Dalton Schultz. And when I tell you the teams that utilize a tight end core and have 2 to 3 tight ends that they switch off, those teams are super effective on offense because they got multiple options. Yeah, that's why Kansas City is so effective in the tight end position with Travis Kelce. So we have to get ready to move on. But real quick, so we're just gonna speed through some more stuff, y'all. Brandon, thank you for tuning in. How about them Cowboys? That's right.
B Miles, thank you for joining. B Miles, appreciate it, brother.
LeRon, best running backs in the league. Really, seriously. I said the best running back duo. Anyway, and Brandon said, would you rather play the Bucks or Green Bay in the playoffs? Let me tell you something. I'm getting to that link. Okay, so the Bucks or Green Bay. I would rather play the Bucks because
y'all don't want y'all rematch with Aaron Rodgers.
Let me tell you something.
You don't want no pause. You don't want no pause for that boy right now.
What happened to y'all number one defense?
I don't want no pause for Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know. It's Aaron Rodgers. He scares me. He is the quarterback that I love to hate.
Yeah.
He is somebody that, damn, I wish that I had him too, but I don't because I love Dak.
Do you hear how disrespectful we being to Tom Brady though? Ooh.
No, let me tell you, it's not because Tom Brady with the Dallas Cowboys, that history is totally different than Aaron Rodgers with the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers does it to both of my teams, my Chi-Town born and bred Texas Fed, my Chicago Bears, and my Dallas Cowboys. When I tell you that Aaron Rodgers owns both of my teams, like, I'm ready to let the shackles go, but I really just want to see him retire. Like, why is he still here? Because he still got a chance to win.
And Aaron Rodgers is coming in and beat us in the last 3 minutes of the game, bro. We'll have the game, and he'll come back and beat us in the last 3 minutes left. Bro, I done seen as a Cowboys fan, I talk a lot of trash on him, but I'm a realist. Like that I would be upset if we got Green Bay, bro. I'll be shaking.
So I hope that answers your question, Brandon. I know that the Bucks are getting healthy, LeRon. I still would much rather play them. And Ant says I'd rather play Green Bay. Brady stays in shotgun for the whole game, which makes it harder to get sacks and pressures on him. And that's something else about Brady. Brady has the fastest release of like all of the quarterbacks. Like nobody gets rid of the football faster. It's like 2-point-something seconds. So he doesn't have to stay in the pocket, nor does he have to utilize his legs. When get the most sacks, right? So even then, like I still would much rather play them. Okay, dang, y'all. Okay, Laura said Brady would beat y'all every time. Yeah, whatever.
Nah,
Brady
I ain't worried about Tom Brady.
When he got when his back was against the wall. Yes. And Lincoln says all that would have changed if they counted Dez's touchdown.
Man, look,
Dez caught it.
You want to talk about mad, bro?
Yes, right. So, okay, real quick, y'all. The college football playoffs, because we got like 2 minutes to talk about that. Real quick, Michigan and TCU game, a shootout, super high scores, 45-51 TCU in that thing, in the championship. Shout out to the Horned Frogs, to the Purple, to TCU. We're representing DFW here, and I'm wishing y'all all of the luck.
Big
The
facts.
other
Big
semifinal
facts.
game, Ohio State and Georgia. Y'all, that game was bananas. Ohio State was actually winning in that game, and then Stetson Bennett came back on that tail, and Georgia ended up winning. So the championship game will come down to Georgia and TCU. And it's ironic because Brandon and I are both DFW, and Maine is in Atlanta. So
You already
we
know what time it is.
have the
I ain't
DFW
even a UGA
Atlanta.
fan, but
Are you going for Georgia?
got to.
Okay. Brandon, you going for TCU?
Most definitely. I think TCU offense is too potent. I was surprised Michigan put up as many points as Michigan did. I didn't think they were going to be able to put up that many points.
Yeah.
Truthfully.
Well, the quarterback, both of these teams have great quarterbacks. So I am curious to see how this game is going to go down. We know that TCU can score, but we know that Georgia has the best defense. But I mean, they still barely beat Ohio State. What's up, Sadil?
What's
Hey.
happening?
Hey, Sadell, how you doing?
Made it.
Good. Barely by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
Well, we extend this maybe a few more minutes, but
We don't have to extend it. We have a meeting. I just wanted to hop on and say, hey, what's up to everybody?
What's
okay,
happening?
who's gonna win a championship
Yeah.
game? We're just talking about TCU and Georgia.
So this is my thing. I really feel like Georgia has the better team, but it's almost like it's TCU season. You know what I'm saying? It's like they have. You remember the same thing when the Eagles won. They just it was just their thing. Things were kind of just rolling with them, and nobody thought they were going to win, and then they ended up winning. And even though who thought TCU was going to win 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
I mean,
I did.
I didn't. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, but it comes down to the caliber of players, and SEC is just creme de la creme, man.
I agree.
I have to go with the SEC, man.
I agree.
TCU special.
That's my thing. It's just like a special. It's just like their season. Something is just kind of going for them. SEU is the top prop. I agree with that, and Georgia should win the game.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I just TCU. I mean,
Michigan had a great running game though. Michigan game was great on the ground, but at the end, TCU offense is just too potent, man. They got a 6'4" wide receiver out there that run a 4.3. I mean,
oh yeah, what the hell?
And then their quarterback got a heart of a lion. I mean, he I ain't gonna say he top tier, but his heart is what beats. You know what I mean? And it beats well.
That's
my thing is their defense. Are they going to be? Are they going to be able to hold Georgia? And that's my concern. I mean, actually, I don't have a concern because I don't really care who wins. I just want it to be a good game. I would prefer TCU just because they're Texas, but you know, Georgia. Georgia will get to the QB.
It's probably about the truest thing Ron said all night, though. Georgia.
You know, TCU got a nice defense. They got one of the best safeties back there.
But they gave up a lot of points against Michigan. Like, you're not going to be able to win giving up that many points. That's probably the thing that kind of throws that off. But again, I didn't think they were going to beat Michigan.
I think Georgia gave up a lot of points too, but I think Georgia kind of underestimated that game. They wasn't expecting them boys to come.
That's what it seemed like. Like they didn't realize it was a real game until later.
And me personally, like I said, I'm not a Georgia fan, but I'm riding with my conference.
Yeah.
But me personally, I think that if Georgia loses, it's gonna be Stetson Bennett's fault. I do not like him as a quarterback, bro. I don't even think he should be a starting quarterback. They probably got two more guys better than him right now.
You talking about reliable? Faithful?
you talking about Country Club Stetson?
Wow.
No.
Wow.
No. Stetson wouldn't touch the field at Ole Miss.
Hey, Sadell, I got a question. Are you a Cowboy fan?
Yes,
Okay. Oh, man.
100%.
Girl,
Y'all
look at
know,
this
because
hat that he has on. He's been over there. We were talking about playoff chances, NFL playoff chances, and he's like, "So you just gonna disrespect my team like that because I didn't talk about his team?"
Disrespected. They disrespected. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
she said it's over with.
Yes. So that's all we have. However, there's we talked about college football, NFL stuff. So we're gonna wrap this up. Sadell, thank you so much for gracing us with your beautiful presence.
Girl,
So
Absolutely.
will you be able, well, hopefully we'll be able to do another show this week to where we can just have a discussion and discuss kind of like the state of the NFL, this I was telling you guys about earlier and stuff. But Sadell and I will get together and we'll definitely let you guys know when we'll be able to do that.
All right, cool.
For sure.
So Sadell, make sure that you guys are like super safe coming back. Good luck for the rest of y'all's. It's the tournament, right?
yeah, it was a showcase. So we have one more game tomorrow.
Okay. So congratulations for even making it to the showcase, right? That's a big deal, right?
Right. Kudos. What school you teaching at?
South
I
Oak
mean,
Cliff.
Coach Sock.
South
Oh,
Oak
big
Cliff.
things. Big things over there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Take that comment down. Don't nobody want to talk about Ron. What are you talking
I
about?
know LeBron is just
I see he a super hater.
LeBron is always a super hater.
He
Thank
wake up
you,
and take it
Yana.
in morning, boy. Cut it out.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you guys for filling in. I really appreciate it because I
No
was
problem.
like, I
Man,
didn't know
Thank you
what
for
time
having
this
us.
game was going to be over.
Man. Thank you for
Exactly.
having us.
School of
For
Champions,
real.
SOC.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, Jonathan was a alumni of South Oak Cliff. I think he was 2012, 2013, something like that.
Awesome.
But he's an alumni of South.
Okay, well, Maine, you and Brandon, will y'all go ahead and give y'all the information about your podcast, where people can find you guys, and we'll go ahead and wrap up.
Go ahead, B.
All right, you guys, we're starting a new podcast, Pro Man Perspective Podcast. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We're basically just starting a podcast, man, spreading positivity and love, and just, you know what I mean, just giving back and giving and teaching about generational wealth, and just, you know what I mean, just coming together as one. You know, giving knowledge that to the less fortunate, to the people that don't know that there's knowledge out there that, you know, that can increase and help them in life. So you know what I mean. We just gonna start and give back. We're gonna start this Tuesday.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go live Tuesday at 7:00 Central. 7:00 Central. We're gonna be live Tuesdays and Thursdays. Come out, check us out.
And where can we watch it? Is it going to be on YouTube?
Everywhere.
It's gonna be on all platforms.
All platforms. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Well,
That's
thank
awesome.
you guys so much for tuning in. And I know Maine has something before we wrap this up. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. My boy.
Before we go, man, I want to send a special shout out to my mama today, her birthday, man.
Happy birthday.
That
she turned a beautiful 60. She look like she's 22 years old, still out here living her life, doing her thing. So I want to tell you, we love you. We appreciate you, and shit, live it up. Ooh, sorry.
Absolutely.
Live it up.
Absolutely.
Happy birthday.
Absolutely.
Yes, happy birthday. Thank you guys again for tuning in tonight, and we will definitely be back next Wednesday, and we will see you guys soon.
Thank you for having us.
They love you this week.
Y'all.
Know that we love you and we appreciate you. Peace out.
Don't forget to share this video.
Oh, and don't forget to go to the parade for the champions. It's coming up on Saturday. South Oak Championship Parade Saturday.
South Oak Cliff.
Where is it at?
Yeah. Okay, so we gotta find. When he finds it, then we'll go ahead and do that. We'll put that on there. Yeah.
All right, guys. Y'all have a wonderful night, man. Thank y'all again.
See you guys.